Charles Bukowski was a German-American poet. To many of us, he delivered such a realistic, at the same time extraordinary, humble, nasty, down-to-earth piece of writing about urban life and what really happened. Unlike the Hollywood at his time, which he sees as involving the dance, the music, all the fun things described glamorously. So as he aimed to give us similar kind of experience in his writings, he approached love's subject in ways never imagined before, having the ability to make dirty things sound lovely. Section 1. The best love poem I can write at the moment. As one of his verse goes, "Listen," I told her, "why don't you stick your tongue up my ass?" "No," she said. Well, I said, "If I stick my tongue up your ass first, then will you stick your tongue up my ass?" Dirty, isn't it? This verse was part of the best love poem I can write at the moment, and what he really meant was what he wrote at the last quarter of the first ending, as he wrote, "And I think if people can love each other as hoes and farts and shits and terrible parts, just like they love the good parts, that ain't complete love." That's how Bukowski wrote. Like I said before, having the ability to make dirty things sound lovely. But that is not the end of it. From here, everything becomes more colorful. As he wrote, "So, as far as the love goes, as far as we have gone, this poem will have to do." Simply beautiful to end a poem. As he told that this was just the beginning, as their love will evolve as the time goes, and it is enough or rather sufficient for now, while at the same time promising the reader for another poem in the future. Although he wrote such many beautiful poems on love, Bukowski think, love is kind of like when you see fog in the morning, when you wake up before the sun comes out. It's just a little while and then it burns away. Love is a fog that burns with the first daylight of reality. He sees love as something momentarily, that it might fade when the real thing is exposed, that it somehow doesn't cope with how the reality really is, or rather as an invitation to enjoy it while it lasts. That's how special Bukowski was, being all paradoxically enchanting poet with his bam 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 lines, like what he said in one of his interviews. Section 2. How he became great poet. Although Bukowski seems to be obsessed over all women, but before all the love he shows to the women, or toward his foremost and the most vulnerable love he had for his wife, Jane, before all that, Bukowski is obsessed with books, specifically with words, and how it became his best retreat and passed by far in his childhood memories. It all began back when he's 14, as he wrote, "At one time when I was 14, the creators brought me my only feelings of chance." It is surprising for me to know Bukowski wrote about how thankful he was to the Creator, or we could say God, to brought him with a feeling of chance, which is in my interpretation, love, as something he will fall into later, as something he finally found as his salvation on the absurdity of life, and from how his father and mother disliked books, that how he was getting the habit of bringing books from the library. At the same time, he will bring back Dostoevsky, Huxley, Ibsen, Shakespeare, and more few great names in the history of literature, to reflect on how he wrote and the way he approached his topics. It is all makes sense at the end. As a writer, I feel unease in knowing that Bukowski really reads the best yet complex works, despite how he presents himself and how obnoxious his writing distinct from his reference, and finally accept the fact that writers need to read. I've spent years thinking that all we need is a sense to write, and the sensitivity in crafting the emotion of the reader, like Bukowski, a pure original gift. Who will have thought Bukowski reads? Or maybe it was just me. Now we know why he became such a great writer. It's because he reads from the best too, and he is in love with it from the beginning. Section 3. Escapism. Bukowski, without a doubt, is one of the most straightforward writers when it comes to describe things, situation. It makes us think that he somehow bold, not afraid of anything. Even he once said that he welcomed death. But it turns out, when it comes to love or his feelings, he changed. As if the only thing he was afraid to face is his own feelings. Like example, in Raw with Love, he wrote, "Little dark girl with kind eyes. When it comes to use the knife, I won't flinch." He introduced us to a girl, which means younger than him, with dark interior, I assume, but have a kind eyes. From Poetry Enigma, I quote, "The kind eyes mean that she looks sweet and deceive him in a way, but I'm guessing that's what he loved about her. He loved the contrast and the mystery that she is. He is fortunate to know that although she may look innocent, she is dark." And I agree. But then the point came after, when he mentioned how he won't flinch from the knife and won't blame the girl for what will happen with him. I assume it refers to what decision she would make towards the relationship, meaning he was not afraid of the emotional outcome. He is open to whatever feelings the girl has for him. Let us take a moment to appreciate how beautiful Bukowski writing is. I will remember the kisses, our lips raw with love, and how you gave me everything you had, and how I offered you what was left of me. Beautiful. See how Bukowski single-handedly controlled the reader's emotion and imaginations, and how he, and the line with "what was left of me," personally show how good he is with words, since he could have said, "given you everything I have," rather he communicated otherwise. And so the poem continues, "And I will remember your small room, the feel of you, the light in the window, your records, your books, our morning coffee, our noons or nights, our bodies peeled together, sleeping, the tiny flowing currents, immediate and forever, your leg, my leg, your arm, my arm, your smile and the warmth of you, who made me laugh again." And just like that, he laughed again. Outstanding. But let's not be out of topic here. Let's continue to his last line of the poem. "Little dark girl with kind eyes, you have no knife. The knife is mine and I won't use it yet." Here we could see how detached he was when it turns out that he was the one who held the knife from the beginning. He knew himself well for not holding over his own feeling for too long, afraid of his own capability to feel. Assume he was afraid of the possible outcome it could occur if he gave himself up into his own emotions. There are patterns whenever Bukowski wrote about love, and those patterns is, in short, escaping. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you like the video or hoping for more similar content, and give your thoughts on the video by filling in the comment section. I'm looking forward to have conversation or to interact with you. Visit my channel for more content and Instagram for my writings. For all the detail by clicking in the description provided below.
Let's have a ball. The jam jump, if the jumping jive makes you dig your jive on the mellow side.